Coronavirus update chat, opinions, comments, concerns for February 4th, Tuesday afternoon edition. Guys, gals, everything in between, how you all doing? Hope you're staying safe. Hope everything's okay with everybody. Let's discuss what's happening in and around China as the coronavirus still pushing on harder than ever, unfortunately. Let's give some more people a minute to join, and then we'll get started. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If there's any echo or anything, I will get it corrected. But everything should be running smoothly. What a crazy couple of days it's been. It seems like it's just getting worse and worse. A lot of police getting involved, dressing up as the actual nurses and doctors. And I don't know if you've seen the videos today. Cops walking down the street with guns in their hands, and it is getting really, really crazy. More than we can imagine, unfortunately. But as time goes by, hopefully things will get better. As of now, it doesn't seem to be the case. Not with the videos that have been appearing and people, joking around on airplanes saying they got the coronavirus, needing the plane to divert and go back home just for this one moron who was saying, that there was a problem with him. He has coronavirus. Meanwhile, he didn't even have it. That happened in Toronto today. I posted a video about that earlier. But I don't know what's going on. And people that don't have it, to even joke about it, I mean, if that's not karma, I don't know what is. But as I've mentioned a few times already, if you're new to the channel, if you've never been here before, welcome. Subscribe when you have a moment. You guys will be updated anytime there is a new video, which is quite a few daily. And smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. And let's discuss what's happening regarding this coronavirus lately. A new case at the world as we know it. How you doing? New case in Canada. Where in Canada? Don't tell me another one in Ontario. Although it wouldn't be surprising. Sound is perfect. Thanks a lot, G-Rad. Appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. Vancouver, BC woman in her 50s who had contact with somebody from Wuhan. Vancouver. So that's, which one has more now, Vancouver or Ontario? Because I know Ontario had a few more, but the numbers are steadily increasing, unfortunately, instead of decreasing. But whereabouts, I'm Alf. So far in my neighborhood, within the past week and a half now, is as follows. 1 dead, 3-year-old. My wife work with mom. 1 dead, 41-year-old. Neighborhood of my wife's friend. Complications of a flu. I'm Alf. I think you're new to the channel. Welcome to the stream. And don't forget to subscribe so you can be part of the action anytime there's a live stream or you see new videos of mine being posted. T.S. Beers, good afternoon, my good lady. And fellow YouTubers, yes, hello to everybody, definitely. See, I've seen you on a few of my live streams. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So yeah, during this live stream, I'm just going to post random clips of what's been happening in and around Wuhan. Different videos from inside the hospital, outside on the streets, cops getting involved more and more. people getting arrested, the more they're posting videos online. It's basically Wuhan going to hell in a handbasket and fast. Vancouver has 2 and Ontario has 3. I don't know if it's that low, Tia. Is that the latest you've heard from today, or let me take a quick look on Google and see what the latest update is. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is check on BNO News. And I'll give you guys a report on that. As you know, I've posted the link before for bnonews.com. It shows all the casualties, the cases from everywhere in the world, as updated as we're going to find online anyway. Of course, the numbers I think are still skewed, but it's the best we're going to get for now. Respiratory infection, 2 daughters left behind, 4 sick toddlers, and 4 sick parents at my 3-year-old's daycare. Flu-like symptoms and or RSV. 1 toddler still in ICU, 2 days now. 1 child has. I'm Alf. Whereabouts are you? Where are you from? The world as we know it. Those are the latest confirmed cases. Tia Spears, yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'm Alf says 1 child has been to the doctor every day for the past 3 days. I'm Alf. Just let me know where is this? Whereabouts? What area? This was a video I posted a few days ago as well. People in Wuhan and around China keeping themselves entertained during the Chinese New Year, as well as being locked up at home, nothing else to do. So, be creative, come up with your new games, and it's a great idea. Still a great way to spend time with the family and friends. Bend, Oregon. Oh, okay, so U.S. Another one in the States. Damn. It appears it's coming this side of the ocean. And fast. BNO News, still taking a while to load. $20,709 confirmed cases worldwide, including 427 fatalities. That's from 4:42 p.m., about half an hour ago. And of course, we can imagine that Wuhan would have the most. But as usual, the numbers are going to be skewed. I can only give you the one that they're showing online. You guys have to make the rest of it out. Just give it another moment. I'll give you guys all the breakdown as to which cities are infected, which one has the most cases, how many cases each country has. As soon as it's done loading, I will give you guys that update. Again, this was from about half an hour ago. bnonews.com. If you do want to access that site, what happens is once you go to it, you just click on the timeline tracker, and it will show you. Just don't forget to refresh it about every hour or whatnot, and it will come up with the new numbers, the latest numbers. That is the most updated tracker I can find online. As you can see, the videos that I've been posting during this live stream, that's actually Hong Kong, the lineup for masks in Hong Kong. That's how crazy it is. But what I've noticed about Hong Kong is they're very respectable, very peaceful, not going crazy yet. They're all standing in line, not pushing one another, fighting to get a spot or to get a mask. So Hong Kong still under quite the calmness anyway. Copy that. Thank you, Miva. Alf, no problem. Like I said, welcome to the club. Welcome to the family. Mi casa es su casa. And no, I'm not Spanish. For anyone that doesn't understand, that means my house is your house kind of thing. Well, me not being Spanish, I should say, I think that's what it means, but yeah. I usually do live streams at night because I know that more people are around. I mean, some people might be working right now. I know a lot of my regular live stream joiners aren't here right now. They're probably at work, but I appreciate all you guys for coming by a little bit earlier in the daytime. The world as we know it says, major problem with Canada's response to this virus. They are only testing if you have been to Wuhan or have come in contact with somebody who has been there. Wonder how many have it and aren't being tested. My guess would be at least in the thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands. But same goes with the states as well, you know. It seems like every day we wake up, we're hearing more and more bad news from, like I said, this side of the pond, you know. If you check out CTV News, they have the video on the latest case in Vancouver. Yeah, I'm sure they would have it. The only problem is I wouldn't be able to post it because, well, it's from a major news source, right? And the thing with CTV and City TV and Global and all that, again, I would rather get my news from the inside of China if possible, like the videos I'm showing you here on the live stream, just because I don't know how much to believe in mainstream media. And I'd rather know about, you know, the actual cases from within as opposed to what the MSN is telling us. You know what I mean? So I really don't try to follow too much of the mainstream media. I'm just trying to figure out and find out what's happening from inside, because that's where you really get the clear picture. I mean, think about it. Why do you think all the cops are going like bananas trying to find people who are posting videos online, and who knows what's happening to them after they get caught? So it's a much more serious way of looking at things, and a much more real way when you could see it from the inside. I mean, I've seen videos that I can't even post on YouTube because they're just way too graphic. I'm kind of pushing the limits with the ones that, well, some of the ones that I've been showing. I don't know if you guys remember the one where the guy was absolutely just having a major seizure in the hospital, and you could see his whole body shaking under the cover. It was scary, but unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And there's not much we can do about it, except, you know, I guess pray or hope that things turn out for the better. But it doesn't seem to be. Hebe says, because panic would add to damage to the state on top of the virus outbreak. I agree with you, Habib, but the only problem is we need to be realistic. You know, we can't just sugarcoat everything and make it seem like everything's okay when it isn't, you know? Sometimes, of course, the facts hurt and the reality of things really sting, but that's real life, you know? As I said the other day, okay, yeah, on the news, on mainstream media, the one when the Toronto guy first got it, and they reported it, finally, they said, and the video they showed was like this. They were like, they're showing the outside of the hospital where he's at, and they're saying, and here's a live look at the hospital from the outside of where the man is being treated. Well, who cares about what the hospital building looks like from the outside? I could just go to images.google.com or whatever and type in, you know, the name of the hospital and then take a look at the building myself. What's that going to teach me? What are we going to learn from that? But again, that's just me going on a tangent. I just don't understand how the mainstream media expect people to just stay on board with them and listen to what they're saying, because the information they're giving is just so minute and so unnecessary. IMALF says, I agree with you so much. Really, when was the last time we could trust MSN? When was the last time they told us the cold hard truth in its entirety? I'll tell you, IMALF, the answer to that question is never. At least not from what I've known and seen. No, never. T.S. Beer says we should know the truth about what's going on, no matter how grim it may be. Exactly. Reality is going to hurt sometimes, but that's part of life. It's like we got to teach kids. You know what? Life isn't all about puppies and teddy bears. In real life, you got to be careful when you go outside. Nowadays, it's not like 100 or 200 years ago. A kid can't even walk down the street by themselves and not have to worry about, oh my God, you can't trust anybody. Nobody. Yib says, well, once you decide to start covering things up, you can't stop, or you will be exposed as a liar. Well, the facts are in the videos. You know what I mean? So I don't think they won't show it because of facts or being called a liar or anything. I think they're just too soft. And that's why we'll never get the real story from, mainstream media. G-Rad says, if you only follow mainstream media, they present from a no big deal concern. Exactly, and that's another reason why you'll never see on mainstream media reports of suicide, like people jumping in front of the subway or, ending their life one way or another, because they don't want to promote it, which is absolutely stupid. Because if you think about it, look at all the movies that are out nowadays, right? If you watch a horror movie, does that mean you're going to go out and kill somebody the same way you watched it in the movie? No. Everybody has a mind of their own and decisions to make of their own. It's like, okay, this is a stupid example, but in Europe, I remember there used to be commercials. I don't know if there still is. There probably is. Of like, if they're having like a commercial about soap or a bathing product, you would see a topless woman in the bathtub, taking a bath, and kids wouldn't find it such a big deal. I don't know, maybe they're desensitized to it or something, but if it was in America or Canada, that stuff would never be allowed on TV. And I don't know why. Personal opinion, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but in this day and age, we can't even go that far, if that's even pushing the boundaries. I don't know. T.S. Pierce at Hebe says, all governments are liars. Yeah, at least 99.9% of them. Knife Collector says, there are numerous plans in the works around the world. Companies shutting down, social media clamping down, government restrictions, etc. Who doesn't think all governments are not hiding the truth? I'm on your side, Knife Collector. The World as We Know It says, I'm following another coronavirus tracker. It just updated and says 23,875 cases. I trust this one, as BNO usually updates shortly after them, and the numbers are usually fairly close. Okay, so you got 23,875. Let me check BNO right now. BNO is showing 23,865. So I guess yours is updated, because this one just got updated 8 minutes ago. 23,865 and 492 fatalities. How much does the World as We Know It? How much does yours show as far as fatalities go? And that was another video. I didn't post this one yet. The one where you can see that he's having a seizure. That one was really freaky. He was just sitting down looking at his laptop, and next thing you know, the virus just took control of his body, as you can see. That one's really sad. I had another video I didn't post yet of these two old, very, very old citizens from Wuhan laying side by side in a hospital bed holding hands, looking like it was their. So heartbreaking to see that. I think they were 87 and 88. There was another video floating around which turned out to be false, and that's why I didn't post it, of a little baby from behind the glass, and you see a doctor on the other side of the glass putting his hands out and then starting to cry as he sees the baby on the other side. And they were saying that, oh yeah, this baby has coronavirus. Turned out to be fake. And I don't understand why people do that, just to get views or something. But that's just not the right way of going about it. This was the video of the guy trying to escape the hospital by breaking the window. Brandon Daniels says, it isn't a big deal. Making it taboo is what make people obsessed about it, about natural nudity. Yeah, Brandon, like I said, I mean, it wasn't like it was like anything to do like pornographic or something. It was just a natural woman taking a bath, and then her breasts were showing. Again, I don't find it such a big deal, but anyways, to each their own, I guess. The world as we know it says BNO news just updated. I'm Alf says, yes, exactly. When you tell a 3-year-old not to touch the cookie jar. Curiosity killed the cat, satisfaction brought it back. Exactly, I'm Alf. The world as we know it, 493 deaths on the other one I watch. Okay, so you got the one more there. Does it say where the last one was from? From what I got here, as far as deaths go, I'm not going to go over all the confirmed cases because there's way too many. But as far as the deaths go, from BNO News, they now say Hubei province, including Wuhan, has 479, Henan province 2, Chongqing province 2, Jiangsu province, or none there, Sichuan province 1, excuse me, Beijing 1, Shanghai 1, Heiliangjiang province 2, Hainan province 1, and that's within China. The regions, there's only one, and that's Hong Kong. 17 cases, 1 death. And outside, you got the Philippines with 1, and that's it. Canada has 5 cases so far. United States, 11. That's what is showing on BNO News. So yeah, the world as we know it, if you can find out where that one, the newest one, I don't know if that website you're talking about, that tracker, has it by time in order, or if they're just all together. Juan Simon, if you are in the live stream, I want to thank you for being a subscriber, for joining. I appreciate that. Guys, if you haven't joined yet, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. Smash that like if you can. I would appreciate that as well. And make sure you hit the bell notification icon. You'll get updated whenever I do a live stream and do post new videos, which is nowadays daily, about 10 to 11 I try to post. Mine shows 491 in all of China. Yeah, and then there was the one in the Hong Kong and one in Philippines. Heeb says, CGTN News are the biggest frauds. They said coronavirus will probably be less lethal than SARS, yet the death toll is almost reached. And I also heard that a lot of people are like, oh, you're just making coronavirus such a big deal. Did you know that the flu kills more people than this coronavirus? Yeah. How long has the flu been around? How long has coronavirus been around? I don't know. Some people, it's like they need me to confirm that what I'm saying is serious or something. I'm just stating it as I see it. That's all. It's up to the person in the end to either, be fearful, be worried, be concerned, or just go about your day and think, okay, yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and it's just coronavirus. Who cares? All right. I hope that nothing ever affects you or your family or your loved ones. I'm not going to say anything to them one way or another. Other than that, best wishes. The world as we know it, it doesn't break down China into sections. It just says China as a whole. Okay, so yeah, the one on BNO News just breaks it down by province. I'm Alf, Knife Collector. You said it. Knife collector. Someone on another channel showed a model someone created and seems to go along with what was reported yesterday. Shows 23,803 for today. Yeah, we're going to get different numbers from whoever we go and check out. And again, how do these trackers and everything else, how do they know the exact number? I mean, think about it. You saw that they built these new hospitals. I don't know if you've seen the videos of all these ambulances driving to this hospital. I've showed you video yesterday of the hospital, what it looks like. That doesn't look like a regular hospital. I said from the start, when they started building it, it's a graveyard that they're building. I cannot see that being a hospital for getting treated or getting better. The amount of ambulances that were driving there just looked like they were going there to, pass, unfortunately. ML says, this is the flu, a really screwed up one. Yeah, and one that is as deadly pretty soon anyways, if the numbers keep going up like this. It's all a matter of time, right? I mean, don't forget they said that it would take up to 2 weeks before you even knew you had it. So even if they, like as people suggested, keep taking the temperature on the airplane and everything, they can always get it later off after they're off the plane. So it might help, catch one or two, but the end result is they can still get it after they arrive to whatever country they are going to. Knife Collector says, if the same number of people get the virus as do the flu, and at a 3% death rate, that's 990,000 dead in the U.S. compared to 30 to 50,000 for the flu. Exactly my point. That's why I'm saying coronavirus could potentially be more deadly than the flu. So the people that are saying, this coronavirus is nothing compared to the flu, it's still in the early stages. We need to wait before you get to the actual final numbers. Brandon Daniels says the death rate for this is much higher than the flu. The flu kills more people, but actually at a much lower rate. So if as many people caught corona as much as the flu, way more people would die because of corona. Yep, exactly what we were saying. Brendan Daniels at Knife Collector agreed. We said the same thing. We're all saying the same thing. Exactly. Haib says the hospitals have beds 1 foot away from each other. They look more packed than army hospitals. It's a scary sight. Nothing like what a normal hospital would look like. Even worse. Knife Collector, great minds. Brandon, great minds, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I love you guys. You guys all have great opinions, great comments, great suggestions, And that's why I thanked each and every one of you for joining and subscribing to me. It's not all about, just building up a base. It's about sticking together and helping each other out to the best of our abilities, giving each other suggestions, and doing the best we can for each other. That's why I have not expanded to other social media platforms to do live streams like Facebook and Periscope or whatever else. I like you guys, so that's why I'm just sticking to YouTube and sticking with my subscribers. Malf says those are the reported numbers within 2 weeks. Well, the thing was also with that is they extended the Chinese New Year and for people not to return to work until February 3rd. Then it got delayed another week, not just for work, but for people to return to school in China to February 10. Now the latest is February 17. I wouldn't be surprised if in another couple of days it'll be delayed another week. Don't be surprised if this thing, they delay it all the way up until the end of March. Can you imagine what it does to the economy for different businesses? There's major loss in China, and it's going to spread throughout the world as far as the economy getting just crushed everywhere. Because think about how many people deal with China. I mean, inside China alone, I stated it before, every single movie theater is closed. It closed just before the Chinese New Year, which is the biggest time for movie companies to make their money. They release the biggest movies, and every single theater in all of China, 70,000, which is the most of any country, all closed down. Disneyland in Shanghai, shut down. Forbidden City in Beijing, shut down. Anywhere where there is a potential of being a group of people, they're all closed. Massive amounts of McDonald's were closed, KFCs, and also Uber, Lyft, and Didi, which is another car company, car ride-sharing program in China, especially in Wuhan, all shut down. Did you guys see the videos of Wuhan, what it looks like? It's a ghost town. The only people walking the streets are the cops with guns now. Heaven forbid you go out without a mask on. You will never be seen again, for sure. Brandon Daniels, it's good to know there are other thinkers out there. Most people let the MSN think for them. Shaking my head. I'm Alpha and everybody else agrees with you, Brandon. And that's what I've been saying all along. You guys got to make up your own suggestions and think about really what's going on in your mind. Don't go with what mainstream media is telling you, because as Brandon mentioned, as others have mentioned, as well as myself, they're just going to feed you information that they want you to hear. So trust your own mind, trust your own instincts. Protect yourself. That's the bottom line. Haib says, can they really afford to have so much of the population stay at home until March? Are they just stalling until they find a cure? Stalling until they find a cure, or, as in Wuhan's case, stalling until they pass away in their own home. Did you see the videos of houses being locked up from the outside so people cannot go out? I think there's also a video on here where there's about, it looks like 1,000 police officers standing outside a house because apparently that person inside the house has the coronavirus, and they want to make sure he doesn't get out. So it's, yeah, those are the things you won't see on the nightly news here. The world as we know it 2020 says, just prepare for the worst, guys. We don't have the real info as of now, nor will we ever. Make sure you have your provisions in place. Exactly. If you guys never stocked up for food, water, anything like that, I would advise to always be prepared, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. Hell, you won't know what tonight will bring. You know what I mean? So you guys need to always be prepared. Always for the worst. And I hope I don't sound like I'm, trying to be like a fear monger or something. I'm totally opposite of that. I've always been a positive kind of guy, and, look forward to the future and everything else. But again, it's reality. So whether you take it as, me trying to induce fear in you or something, that's not what I'm trying to do. As I said many times, I'm just trying to report it from what's happening inside instead of from the outside. And I agree. It's scary. Very scary. Haib says, when I saw houses being blocked off, my first thought was that they ran out of space to hold these people. No, that's not what it was. It was because they believe, because the sign on the outside even says, stay away, this place is infected.